it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another process video for you. And so I am playing with my September Kill a Kit with Style. So this is a handmade kit that I made out of my stash. And so I'm just kind of showing you there the few things that I've pulled out of my kit. So I have a big IKEA organizer where I keep all of the things that I have pulled for my homemade kit for the month. And so that, if you want to check out that video and see everything in the kit, you can absolutely do that. But one of the things I tend to always do is when I very first start working with my kit, I want to pull out just a few things. Otherwise, I get really overwhelmed because I want to use all the product and I want to use all the things that I put in that kit. And so pulling out just a few things that I want to use seems to kind of give me enough direction to get me started. And so what you see me doing here is I'm creating a little shelf for my layout or for my photo to sit on. And I needed a few different washi tapes because I only had a couple that I had pulled and put in my kit. But I do keep some of my favorite washi tape in a basket in the corner of my desk. So I just went through there. So I started out with that black and white grid, and then I have a kind of black with white polka dot chevron pattern. And then I had some gold kind of rock looking washi tape. And then I'm grabbing that Felicity Jane one I had in my kit that has the little gold hearts, and that's going to be the top layer. And I just went ahead and tore those down the middle so I would get some additional texture. And I want to use this 4x6 photo just as it is. So I'm not going to cut down the photo because I want to overlap a bunch of embellishments down the left-hand side. And so when I have a lot of white space kind of in my photo, that's something that I really like to do, where I can have all of my embellishments kind of overlapping my photo. And so I'm leaving it in the 4x6 size for that reason. And I pulled out this card, and this was from Feed Your Craft, from that kit that I had put into my monthly kit. And it just says, dream big, and then it says, verb, contemplate the possibility of doing something extraordinary. So that's basically going to serve as my title element on this page. And then I have all of these little block stickers from Prima that came in this sticker pack all together. And I don't want them to be stickers because I want to put some dimension with them. So I am just going to choose the stickers that I want to use and put them on some white cardstock. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut them out. And so I wanted to be able to have some additional dimension because what I'm thinking in my head is that I want to create a vertical element that runs the full length of the page off of that Dream Big card. So I'm thinking about all of the different elements that I can kind of include in that big strip. And so I'm starting with these boxes or these stickers, and I'm just going to cut them apart. And now that they are no longer sticky, I can add some dimension with them. And so I'm just going to start lining them up along with my Dream Big card. And I'm just going to kind of vary the direction and the colors. So I've pulled in some of this pale pink. I've pulled in some additional kind of gray or black and white. And then this really bright pop of blue. And if you watched my kit share video, you know that this pop of blue is something that I specifically pulled in because I wanted to work with some new SpiegelMom Scraps sequins that are called Music to My Heart. And they have blues and peaches and golds and all kinds of really great colors. And so this layout's going to let me pull in that sequin mix, and you can kind of see it there off to the right of the screen. And so using some of these bright blue elements is going to allow me to do that. And it also goes along really well with this kind of beach picture that I have. So then I'm just showing you, I'm going to go to my die cut machine and I'm going to make some of these little floral elements out of some pale pink cardstock that matches with the pink that I have chosen. And these are going to kind of end up being a base for all of my embellishments to sit on. So I'm going to run them the full length of that strip of embellishments that I'm creating over there on the left-hand side of my photo. And I felt like with all of these boxes, it needed something that wasn't quite so like square and even. So it needed something that's going to add a little variation and variety and kind of create a softness because I'm using a paper that has some pretty harsh lines. And then my embellishments are all in squares. So I need something to break up all of those linear elements. And so this delicate little floral is going to be a perfect way to bring in a pop of pink and break up some of those harsh elements to give it a little bit softer feel. And I'm thinking that I'm going to want that butterfly over there in that right-hand corner. So you saw me kind of playing around with that. And then I know I want to put some more stickers within this element here. And as I start to work with it, I decide that it needs to be glued down first. Before I keep adding to it, I need to get my florals and my boxes glued down. So I grabbed just some regular, like my tape runner, and then I also grabbed some dimensional adhesive. And you can tell in the close-ups that a bunch of these boxes are lifted up off the page to give it some additional dimension. And then I'm going in between where all these boxes are, and I'm adding in some circles and some hearts and things from this same sticker pack. So it's just allowing me to bring these same colors in together, but rather than being so many words, now I'm bringing in some of the little details and the icons. And I love these hearts because you get an outline and you get a center element. So that's going to allow me to extend these 3 hearts into 6, and that gives me enough for this entire kind of embellishment column that I have going on. And so I'm just deciding where I want all of those little elements to go. I'm working all within the same color family, so everything's going to automatically kind of match and go together. So that makes it a lot easier to get all of your embellishments kind of clustered up together. And I'm thinking, and I know in the back of my head, that I have the little things coming that are going to finish off all of these embellishments. So I know that I'm going to be adding sequins. I know that I have those glittery enamel dots that I put in my stash kit. And so right now I'm layering up the bigger things, but I kind of have that idea in the back of my mind, knowing the little tiny kind of sprinkling of embellishments is definitely coming. So it's not here yet, but it's in the plan. And so leaving some extra little areas and places where it needs a little something is totally fine with me at this point, because I know that I have that stuff kind of in reserve still planned for this particular page. So as I finish up with my stickers here and just decide what I want to go where, I'm going to start pulling out some of those smaller elements. So I've got some of these little tiny hearts that are going to make it into these clusters as well. And I had thought about making the centers of the flowers sequins, and when I tried that, the sequins I had that I wanted to use for my kit were just a little bit too big for the centers of the flower, so you kind of lost some of the delicate feminine feel of the flower. So I decided it was probably going to be better to just scatter my sequins kind of throughout my embellishment clusters, rather than try and use them like as part of the design element inside the flowers. So here you see I've grabbed on, I feel like my bigger embellishments are complete, so now I'm going to grab for my tiny ones. And these are just those Cocoa Vanilla glitter enamel shapes, and so they've got that same really bright, fun blue. So it's going to allow me to extend that blue element throughout the entire rest of the layout. And I really like how that bright blue kind of plays in with the beach theme that's going on with the photo. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab the peach and mix in some of those. And then I also go back and make sure that I have some of the gold added as well. So in this particular mix, there's 2 different types of gold. There's one that has the open hole in the middle like a typical sequin, and then there's some that are just flat gold. And so I'm going to make sure that I have some of each kind of mixed into all of my clusters. And then I also go back and grab some of those yellowish gold glittery enamel dots from Cocoa Vanilla to finish everything off. And so that's basically going to do it for this layout. So I challenge you this week to use your September kit if you are building a kit with us. If not, go through your stash and pull out some things that you would like to work with and explore kind of this idea of creating a strong vertical element on one edge of your photo. Layer up lots of embellishments, and I think you'll really like the look that you get. And I will be back to see you soon. Bye!